Hey, what's up guys, NPS3D here and welcome back. So, in today's tutorial, we're going to create some neon look inside After Effects with the help of Element 3D. So you can use your text or your logo. So let's take a final look. You can see, maybe I uploaded that on yesterday, or I don't remember correctly. So let's take a final look what we are going to create today. So you can see there are some light flickering. So it's a very simple work, and we will create a neon texture and we will apply that on Element 3D text or logo and keep some basic things, and the result will be fine. So make a new comp, make sure you are using 32-bit. So comp, and we'll just rename it neon sign 30 frames and 10 seconds. 10 second is good, so we'll just 10 second, fine. And we'll create one more comp for texture, and make sure you are making a square comp. So 1080 and 1080 is good, and remember the duration is same as our final neon sign. So alright, good. So create a new solid and we'll call this gradient, but first create a new shape layer. So press Ctrl and Shift and drag it like this, and you can do like this. So this is hexagon is good. And in the fill section, so just click here, and in fill mode just use a white color, and I will show you later our stroke work. So this is good for now. So here in the 6 second, press alt and close bracket, fine, and create a new solid gradient. ZDR is good, and close and open bracket, fine. So here is our shape layer and here is our solid layer. So in our solid layer we'll just add a effect called this gradient, for color gradient, and let's tweak our color little bit. So pink is good. In the place of green we'll choose this color, and the place of blue will choose maybe red is good. Quite this is quite a good. And so this is good for now. So nothing happening, and here we'll just create a adjustment layer and rename it, call this control. And why we are making a control, I will show you. Just wait, and just add a slider control, and here my home is almost near the public road, so here is too much noise, so I'm so sorry for that. And just here rename this control, call this X, and control D and call this Y. So if he go back here, or don't need so here is our shape layer. So press S on your keyboard and add press Alt on your keyboard and add a simple expression called this wiggle 2 comma 100. Fine. So you can see it's scaling, stretching our comp like this. Fine. And after 6 seconds it will disappear and our gradient will happening here. So why I make control? Because anytime if you want to change the value here, so you need to come back in this comp and just open the shape layer in the scale properties and go here and just change it. So I'm going to show you a simple thing. So go here and press add and click here, disable the expression, and now go back to the control and lock this effect, and in the scale properties, click alt, press alt and click on here and type wiggle, open bracket, and pick this value is our first value, comma, pick that value, this is our second value. So just close this, close bracket, and now nothing happening because our x and y value is 0. So put here 2 and 100. So you can see it is doing the same thing. So this is our controller, and anytime you want to apply different values, so come here and increase or decrease. So it's a little bit easy and good. So let's move on here. In the neon sign, we will just drag our texture here and disable this, create a new solid called this element 3D layer, and make sure our layer is comp size. Fine. And I am using FX console. You can download it from Video Copilot. It's 100% free. So type element 3D or just click here. So now let's add our text layer. So here we'll just type element 3D and maybe, so this is good for now. So medium text is good. Disable our caps lock key, put here, and now just hide that text layer and go back to the element 3D layer, and in the custom layer, custom text and mask, and choose the element 3D layer, and in the texture map we will choose the texture. So now we done here, and the next step is scene setup. So inside the element 3D scene setup, just click extrude and our text is here. Fine. Element 3D. Fine. So now just call this base and duplicate, click here and just make a 3 bevel copies and just duplicate 3 times. And I am making a separate each material for our text. So this is our base color, base material, and this is illumination first, and this is illumination 2. Fine. So if you open, so this is our base color, rename it base, disable this one, disable this one, and here we'll just type illumination first. Fine. And here we'll just type illumination second. Fine. Hide both of it. So I think it's, you can understand easily, maybe if you not. So I'm making 3 different separate text and their materials. So now in our base color, we'll just choose our black plastic metal layer here. Fine. And our illumination first, go back here and just expand edges little bit like this. Fine. and make sure you check the bevel backward and just decrease the amount of extrude and put this here. Fine. So little bit extrude this. Fine. So this is good. And now in the illumination 2 illumination material we do the same thing. So just check the bevel backward on and decrease the amount of extrude, expand edges and here. Fine. So we created something like this. So remove unused material, and now in the base color we applied a material, but in both layers we don't apply any material. So in the illumination first we'll just go to the diffuse layer and just pick our texture, hit OK, and in the illumination just check diffuse and increase the brightness maybe 100%, increase 100%. Fine. And I make the three different materials properties for our text, because if we go to the our UV mapping, so here we can tweak, adjust our textures. Fine. So you can see and offset our animations, texture animation. That's why I'm making a three different. So you can see here is our first. So fine. So this is good. And just duplicate the material and paste it illumination 2. Fine. But here in our illumination 2 text we also have to increase our texture, so 4 and 4, and here you can just offset, so you can see, so you can create some different looks. That's why I making three different. You can create even more, but three is good for now and for tutorial. So now create our base. So just create a new plane and press E on your keyboard, rotate it with shift for 90 degree and just go here and scale this scale this plane. My English is not good, but make sure you check the two side plane so we can see easily. Fine. So this is good. Now in the plane we add a metal material. For our wall you can use your own texture, but I am using Pro Shaders 2. So check this one, disable the dark textures, and in the UV mapping or in the UV mapping of our plane model we just maybe 4 and 4. Good. And also just reflect our plane. Fine. So this is good but not good. Okay, fine. So let's play the same setting for this one. Glossiness maybe 25, little bit more, 35, and the environment 25, and the reflectivity is good, and specular maybe 45. Fine. So this is good. And let's add a different environment, but this is also good. Let's check other environment. So this is good, and click every single our text, and in the reflection mode we'll just choose the spherical and make sure our spherical is uh, just above our. This is first, so above our illumination first. So here we'll just So once again, go back to the left and spherical, illumination to spherical, and put this spherical here. Fine. So perspective. Now everything is good. Fine. So click OK and let's add a new camera. Let's Control S to save your project. Fine. So let's preview this one to see. Oh, great. So it's looking great. I think it's looking good. So you can use your own camera animation. So I will just add a simple camera movement for this tutorial. But let's see. But first let's see our final. Good. So let's add our camera animation. Create a new, or just create a new null object. Null object. Make sure the null is your 3D and parent camera to our null. And press T on your keyboard, add a position, and go back to the 3 second. Select null and camera both and press add and close bracket and control D to duplicate this and just put our null first here, and now let's drag it here, and in the null just go to transfer, reshape. So our first animation is here, you can see, and we will add our second animation here. So press U and just delete this position keyframe. Just alright. So let's add our third. Control D, and here we just transform, reshape, press U and just delete this value, press U and select our last three, camera and their null, and scale this or full count. So in the 5 second, T and Shift R. Fine. So select this keyframe and easy and delete this value and this value. Select both little bit down. Select and paste. So let's see our full animation. Alright, so this is good for now, and let's move on next step here. So in the element 3D, go to the render setting, and I don't think we need ambient occlusion because this is good. So let's you can add your light if you want, but in this case I'm not using A lights or element 3D lights. So let's move on the next step. So control D for duplicate or element 3D layer, and our render setting, sorry, our output setting here will choose the uh, illumination. Fine. Let's add a glow and down the intensity 0.1 or 0.2, and scale the radius and down the glow threshold, and just duplicate this one to control D, and let's add this on top of our final layer. So before and after, and maybe you can also add a exposure for boosting our light if you want. Before and after, so you can also tweak it by here, so maybe 12, maybe 5 times. So now let's add a adjustment layer on top of everything and just add a curves effect. So here you can see here is too much bright, so go to the glow layer and off the exposure and control this, maybe 12. So this is good. Oh, so point 1, and our first glow we can also add point 1, and the second one you can also, we will also use point 1. Fine. So let's take a result. Let's take a look in the preview section. We will just disable skip and just render it half. Keep 0. Third. So we'll just taking our animation loop and our glow loop. So let's take a final look. So you can see. Alright. So in our first example, you can see here a colorful light. So how we made that? We do the same thing, just hide the shape layer and just duplicate this one and put here. and just scale. And what we do, just see. So add everything. So add a wiggle expression on every each color and each point layer. So let me show you. Wiggle 2 comma 100. So different wiggle. So let's see. You can see. So let's add one by one. Not first. Let's add on points. 3 comma 200, and let's go on 3. Wiggle 4 comma 100, and in the 4 just wiggle 3 comma 150. So let's preview this. So you can see it's moving on our position, and now you can add a same expression on color for making a different random colors. So maybe 2 comma 56. Let's see. And if we add 156, so it will move fast maybe. And here we'll just put 12. So let's see. Boom. So let's see our final result, how it's affecting. So you can see, and we will tweak the glow in here, but let's see first. So this is a method how I created all these things. And the glow, if you hide this, so you can see easily. So in here, last one will change the color maybe white. Every color is maybe something like this. Fine. So if you want to change your text, so simply just click on the element 3D layer, and here just hashtag caps lock hashtag NPS3D. And you can add your camera according your text. So this is the method how I created all the neon effect. And you can do a lot of things with experimenting with element 3D and some textures. And you can find many tutorials related to the element 3D. So please check my YouTube channel and my FB page and Instagram page. So I think this is it, and our tutorial is finished. So and for glow, this is looking good, but here you can see this is a lot. So we will just separate each glow, but not. So we'll just tweak the amount here and also here according to our choice. Fine. So just hide this for now. T for opacity. Let's add a slide top of everything, and let's add a mask here. Just invert this mask. Alright, and let's add a adjustment layer. So duplicate this one and add a tint effect, and just hide this one, and in the first one reset it. Just add a touch of, and the blue, we'll just add a blue like this, and the adjustment layer, we'll just add as always, sweep this layer, and let's add this, and let's add our curve on top of our tint layer. So let's take a final preview. And let's add a depth of field if you want. So go back to the each one camera and add a depth of field. So camera number one, and just go here, enable the depth of field, and maybe 56%, and here just choose the 1200, maybe 45, 450. So you can see. So you can also add a key and add a depth of it. And when you're going to render this, make sure you are in full resolution, and in the element 3D, go to the output section, and here enhance multi-sampling for each one, glow and our composition, and you can also choose the super sampling 2, 4 and 8 depending on your graphics card. So thanks for watching my video, thanks for loving me. I am NPS3D, and keep watching. I will always make some good stuff, maybe, but you can find some good stuff on my YouTube channel, so please go there, like, subscribe and comment, and help me to grow up quickly. So thanks for watching my video, thanks for loving me. I am NPS3D, and keep